Yo, what's good? This is Marcus, and we got an interesting video today because it's not really finance related. Some people probably gonna lose some money because of you may have employers who aren't happy with this situation, or you might have people who got their ass whipped, who got their behind whipped. It's not 10 o'clock yet. Oh, it's 10 o'clock. It's 10:01. That curse word was good. You might have people who got their ass whipped and have to have hospital bills and pay a bond if they got arrested or lose time from work to go to court. So, there's always a financial nexus. But this one, I really just wanted to talk about this situation because, somebody sent me, and that's the thing. Like, I don't really watch the news. I get a lot of my news directly from like the internet. I watch clips of news broadcasts on certain topics that I want to pick. So I kind of missed the boat. I missed the boat on the river boat melee, so to speak, because I really wasn't into the news like that. Somebody actually sent me this article, and somebody sent me this article and was like, you know what, do a video on this and just figure out how to make it finance related. I was like, what? So I went to see it, and we're gonna talk about is it tomfoolery? Is it legit? What are the charges going to look like now that arrest warrants have been issued? So we're going to kind of dive into all that. And it took me a while to actually find a video that had a really good clip of just what happened. What's going on, Aaron? Hope all is well with you. Yeah, this was I don't know. It was some good things, mostly bad, but some good things that came from this video as well. But it was mostly bad. It was mostly bad overall, collectively, as a group of people. But we're gonna go ahead and dive in. If you're new to the channel, I'm Marcus. This is the channel, The Debt Free Dad, where we're talking finances, attorney reactions to current events, and all of the stuff in between. And honestly, like I'm probably gonna have to just like do a live occasionally and just talk about like three or four things because stuff happens so frequently that is either stupid or a money issue that I really just lose track of it. Like I actually wanted to get up here and do a video about Lizzo's lawsuit because I was like, how is Lizzo shaming people who are overweight or obese? Like that don't even logically make sense to me. But I didn't even get a chance to get into that video because then something else happened. So there's always something out there to make content on, what I guess is the good thing for all of us content creators. Now I'm gonna go to the video so we can see what's going on. There's gonna be no audio because I got this from the I'm Athlete YouTube channel. I think they snatched it up from somewhere else, but this was the best clip I can see of the entire melee. So it's no audio. I'm gonna give my commentary on it. I'm gonna pause it a few ways through, and we're gonna figure out what's going on, the good, the bad, the real ugly of this video. So let's go ahead and get things queued up. Let me see. Let me pull this up. All right, so this is the Montgomery, Alabama Riverfront Brawl video. Okay, and I'm just normally I like to let it play through, but I find it a little bit easier to just kind of pause it, periodically talk to something, and jump back. I don't know, but it's not that long, so I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out how the best way to approach it is. But let me lay the foundation, if you will. That's what they say in court before you introduce evidence. You got to lay the foundation. Let me lay the foundation, if you will, okay? In this still image right here on the screen, right? We got disgruntled white guy to the left, okay? And we got who I like to refer to as Carl Winslow, but we got black guy on the right, white shirt, black shorts, who's right now, as this is going on, he's actually at his place of duty. This is the situation that started everything. Black guy, white shirt, black shorts is an employee. He works on the pier. He works on the dock. It's his job to make sure that the predetermined area for the riverboat to come and park stays clear. So the white guy right here who is initiating the fight, him and his friends had a pontoon boat. They parked their boat in the permanent parking area where the riverboat was supposed to park. So this brother minding his business says, "You know what? Let me do my job and make sure everything is, as we like to say in the black community, copacetic. let me make sure everything is. Let me make sure everything is copacetic." And so that's kind of where we are right now. They parked their boat where they shouldn't have. The black guy went down there to say, "You know what? Y'all need to move y'all boat so we can get this riverboat in here. It's people getting on and off. It's tourist money and all that." Now, let's see how this suddenly takes an interesting turn for. Oh, we want to make that a little bigger. Yeah, let's see how this takes a turn for the, I guess, worse, so to speak. All right. So this is where the brawl comes. He throws his hat up, which was interesting, but he was clearly in the right. This guy was doing his job. He had his place of business. We couldn't see it because this video doesn't go all the way back to the beginning, but the black guy was not the initiator of the physical contact. That's an important thing to note just from a legal standpoint and I'm a whip your ass and defend myself standpoint. So he tosses his hat up because he means business. They're having a scuffle. Friends are watching. Now you see, everybody. Now, okay, this is where it gets crazy, and this is where you got to learn when you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Okay. I don't know what the friends were doing, but I'm just gonna assume and these was either a bunch of privileged ass people, or they probably been drinking, or they overprivileged and they were drinking. But hey, these guys were the initiators. They were the initiators. It was multiple persons. It was interesting because I see you'll see a guy come from the right hand side of the screen with a blue T-shirt on. I think he had on khakis or something. And he looks like a white guy who was actually trying to break things up. And he gets punched in the gut, and he's immediately taken out of the fray. But okay, they're swarming on this brother. And you can see in the background people running over, because hey, is multiple attackers. This is definitely something that could cause death or severe bodily harm. Now let's pause it right here, because this gentleman right here, and it's interesting. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up later, but I think they did identify this brother. But this is impressive as hell. As soon as I saw this, video, I knew that this black man swimming in this water right here was definitely under the age of 27. I was like, I knew he definitely was under the age of 27. Well, DFD, how did you know he was under the age of the 27? You know how I knew he was under the age of 27? Because I could swim, but if I swam that, I'd be damned if I would have been in any position to fight and defend nobody, including my own damn self. So I already knew. I was like, man, this young guy got a lot of energy to make that swim in open water. If you can't swim, swimming in open water isn't always the easiest thing to do. So kudos to him. And hey, he is definitely a good Samaritan. Right now, in anybody who elects to intervene and help the guy who's getting jumped out, no issues whatsoever. If anybody looked at this objectively, all of the jurors, the prosecutor, they're gonna say, hey, they need to go over there and stop this guy from getting mollywopped. So, hey, no, everything so far with regard to that. Anybody who decides to intervene at this point, hey, it's fair game. It's nothing out of pocket yet, so to speak. But that was impressive as hell. Now you see people running because you see, hey, you see some more brothers and sisters coming down to even the numbers out. This guy swimming, that's a hard ass swimming open water. That's I don't know what the exact distance is, but trust me, you're talking to somebody who swam in a triathlon in open water, and I was like, man, I ain't doing that shit no more. But he swims over, take off his boot. Now he ready to square up. Now, this is the age old saying where, well, there's a couple of sayings that apply here. One, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, and they definitely about to get a stupid ass prize. But the other one is like, don't cash. What is it? Don't cash a check that you can't. That your ass don't. what is it? Don't write a check that your ass can't cash. Y'all ever heard that saying? If you haven't heard that saying, that means, hey, whatever you start, you better be prepared to finish and see it all the way through. Hey, don't try to start something then back out when it get tough. Once you in it, you're in it. And I don't know if y'all noticed this too, but I don't know if y'all are good, outstanding citizens, so y'all probably never been in a situation where like it was like a all out brawl. I don't know if y'all have ever been in a situation where it's an all out brawl, but anytime you in an environment like that, I don't know what it is. Like you know how like back in the day in ancient Rome, you had the gladiators fighting, and everybody in the arena just like kill him, kill him. Like anytime you're in an environment like that and you're participating, it's like you just lose track of you just immediately want to jump into the melee. I don't know. I can't speak, but hey, me speaking for somebody who, as a youngster, hey, I was in situations where it was just a gang of people, everybody fighting everybody from one side, one area, one neighborhood. I don't know what it is, but that environment, it just amps you up to do negative and to crush somebody's skull. I don't know what it is. It's just one of those things where when it's aggression, when it's violence, it's one of those things that lights up real quickly. That's how come you oftentimes you'll see a peaceful protest turn left mad quick. I don't know what it is, but those things can go left real quick. Now let me jump back and get through this video. But right now we got Swimmer Man who came across. He jumped up. Now, hey, back up. The cavalry has arrived. Okay. Now this is going to be interesting because this poses an interesting legal question on this particular scene. Now keep in mind, all the way down there by the boat, there's people, white people, black people, men and women, everybody kicking each other ass down there. Some getting their ass kicked more than others. But this scene is actually an interesting scene right here from a legal standpoint. All right, so we see the cavalry arrive. All right, these guys are clearly on their boat, right? Now, I don't know who the prosecutor is, and how I don't know who the prosecutor is. I don't know how they're gonna view this, but there are a couple of arguments that could be going on here. Easiest one is that those guys on the boat aren't the attackers or they aren't the aggressors. The guys who are coming up to the boats are the one who are the aggressors. So that's going to be argument number one that's going to be made. The alternative argument is that this is a continuing thing. The fact that they went over there with the intent to, find out what happened, get to the bottom of things. This is an ongoing fight. Just because it stopped at a brief moment, it didn't necessarily stop as a whole because people are still engaging in fisticuffs down there in the cut. So it's going to be interesting when we see the names of the people who were charged because if a prosecutor looked at this, I could see why a prosecutor would say, okay, well, these guys in this instance were the aggressor and there was nothing for them to defend. Now, me, if this came across my desk, I'd be like, hey, you play stupid game. In the interest of justice, a lot of people was playing stupid game and won stupid prizes. But this is going to be interesting. I wouldn't be shocked though if charges that came up were for the individuals who approached these guys on the boat because they weren't the aggressors on the boat, is what's going to be said. They didn't even initiate the first contact. Even after that first contact, you can see some of them move to the back of the boat because they was trying to get the hell out of Dodge. It's funny, all the likes and hearts. All right, so now the melee is going on here. You see, now you see men, women out there, everybody fighting. At this point, again, I think all of this is, I'm be honest, in my legal opinion, I think all of this is fair game. When you got something going on like this, you can't just because if all of this is going on, for instance, this guy in a blue shirt, someone may say, oh, well, this guy in a blue shirt at the bottom of the screen is the aggressor. But that's not necessarily accurate just watching this video. Just because he punched this guy in the face. When you got a situation like this where it's an all-out brawl, straight WWE, you have no clue who may come up from behind to actually punch you. So for me, I think of all of this fisticuff is one ongoing engagement, especially here is just a one-on-one situation. It's not necessarily six people jumping on one person. So it's going to depend on how the prosecutor is going to look at it. But hey, to the people who initiated this, all y'all had to do was move y'all damn boat. If y'all wasn't so stupid to just move your boat when you was clearly in the wrong when somebody was doing their job, y'all elevated it to a level. And when you elevated it, you can't get shocked when someone doesn't react how you think they was going to react. What did y'all think his reaction was going to be? I'm just going to get mollywopped and everybody just going to pull out cameras and nobody's going to do nothing. I'll be honest. If I were there, I damn sure wouldn't have swam across that. I wouldn't have swam across that. I would have had nothing to give. But if I seen six guys jumping on one guy, I'm not gonna let this one dude sit there and get stomped out. That's just not the type of person I am. Now that's a whole nother discussion about intervening in third party conflicts. But when you open up the door to play stupid games, when somebody else want to give you a stupid prize, you're gonna have to just eat that prize. Now there may be some consequences legally, but at the end of the day, that ass whooping is something they're gonna have to swallow. All right, see now this is down with a boat at, and it's interesting because you can see in that last scene, law enforcement is actually out there. You see one, two, three law enforcement officers out there. When you got a situation like this, it's not enough law enforcement officers to quell down the situation. Most of the times, the insertion of law enforcement officers actually makes the situation worse, depending on how the officers act. And this is a tough situation because no one really has. This definitely isn't a. As an officer, you got three or four things you can use to de-escalate a situation. Words. Once everybody whipping each other ass, words are out the window. Okay, if you can't go to words, now you're looking at intermediate weapons. You're looking at a baton. You're looking at a baton. You're looking at maybe some mace or some type of CS gas. You got to go through all of these things. It's definitely not a situation for a weapon. But the officers, I'm be honest, they in a tough position here because I think so far from what I've seen at this point, they actually made the right call just trying to do everything hands on because I mean, think about it. If you're an officer, if you start tasing one side or another, it's just gonna look bad. It's gonna be bad. And they just don't have the manpower to stop what's going on. So they really just doing the best that they can at this point. Now we move down to see what's going on the boat. Now this is where we go full blown WWE. Hey, he getting all mushed in the face, rightfully so. He threw the punch. First, I don't see anything wrong with that. Oh man, there's a couple guys going. All right. Now we get into who's the aggressor. I think we can clearly see that. Now this is this is where I get this is what's interesting for me. We got back out right here. I see a lot of women in this video, okay? I see a lot of women in this video, and I don't know. It's giving me some cause to pause. Let me go to some of the. Okay, blue shirt dude was an employee there too. He was there just trying to do the right thing. He clearly wasn't trying to punch nobody in the face, and he caught a gut punch. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Yeah, that guy was 16. I saw that. They messed up. I know they had all sorts of memes and everything. It was pretty hilarious. Yeah. We about to get to the WWE action. The blue shirt and many people with our shirts on the all crew members at the dock. So that okay. Oh man, that's interesting too. Because if you got employees there, I'm telling you right now, oh man, I wish an employee would have punched me in my face. I'd have been like, hey, that's about to be a lawsuit because the employee may be broke, but the employer probably got that bag. So I wouldn't be shocked if something like that happened, depending on what happened. But I've seen a lot of women in this video, right? Y'all let me know what y'all think. So it's 2 points of discussion here. Do you intervene in third party situations? Okay. Now, in this situation, if I see 5 people jumping on one person, I'm intervening. It is what it is. That's just how I am. I can't sit back and watch somebody. 5 people on one, that could be a death sentence. You could get your teeth stomped on the curb or something to that effect. So I can understand that situation. But when we get to the point where it's a full blown melee, where it's multiple individuals on each side of this fray, you got black, white employees, non-employees going at it. At what point, as a passerby, do you decide to intervene in that? Is question number one. All right. Question number two is I don't even know why the hell the women are even out here in the first place. All right. Now I know y'all probably saying, "Oh well, DFD, this probably was the guy's girlfriend or his sister or something to that effect." I don't want my woman to go and fight for me. I mean, that's just me. I don't know, ladies. Y'all let me know. If your man in a fight, y'all gonna jump out there and jump on somebody back. I don't need my woman to fight for me. I don't generally want my woman to fight for me. Especially what if I go out there and I get my ass kicked? If I go out there and I get my ass kicked, I don't want to risk her getting her ass kicked too. So I don't know. It's kind of shocking to see so many women out here throwing blows. Now, I know exactly what happened. Okay, I can see why the second or third woman got involved, but the first woman to get involved, whoever was the first woman to get involved, I believe it was the lady who had like you'll see later on in the video, she had on like a I don't know, maybe it was like a sundress type of thing. It was either light blue or gray or something. I don't know. DFD a little colorblind. That's why I couldn't fly airplanes in the military. But it, okay, subsequent women who get involved to attack another woman is fair game. I understand that. But the women who get involved to attack another guy, I think that's kind of crazy. I think that's kind of crazy. And I say all the time, okay, if you want to be treated like a woman, you have to act like a woman. If it's a big ass melee going on and a woman jump in and start throwing punches, unfortunately or fortunately, however you look at it, you are going to get whatever's coming to you. Because I know a situation like that with me, I'm seeing red. I'm not seeing color. I'm not seeing any particular individuals. I'm just seeing people who are susceptible to catching five across the face. So I think that that's crazy that there's just so many women involved, especially the first woman who jumped in. And I mean, there's women in here punching guys, and then they get socked in the face. And like, no, if you want to play this is my view. I tell my daughter this all the time. Y'all let me know if y'all agree or not. But I tell my daughter all the time, if a guy, unless a guy is about to put hands on you or putting hands on you, leave him alone. If I don't care if he curses at you, you don't even got to say nothing back. As long as he's not trying to touch you or putting hands on you, anything like that, because isn't that guy like when I was growing up? You're like, oh, you don't hit a girl, you don't hit a girl. Man, people don't give a damn about that. It's guys out here who will clean your clock, and once you again, you lose the benefit of the doubt. Oh no, you can't put your hands on a woman. Well, if you act like a woman from the start, you wouldn't be in this situation in the first place. So if you want to use the I'm a woman card, don't punch me in the face, mister. Conduct yourself as a woman as to not get punched in the damn face. That's just my take on it. That's my take on it personally, because it was just a lot of damn women out there. Okay, we already got that. Crew members. Yeah, them women was out there getting their ass kicked. Oh, because they decided to jump in into a third party situation. Now, my husband can handle himself, but if the lady tries to intervene, you bet I'm taking her out. So my husband and whoever he is scuffling with continue on. That's fair, okay? Like I said, if it's hey, if I'm in there and and I'm fighting a guy and his lady jump in, yeah, my wife damn sure about to jump in. Like, nah, if you don't jump in, we're gonna be in divorce court the next day. But if it's just like me and the guy, that's cool. Even if honestly, if it's me and a couple of guys, like Nah, I think I can figure it out. Like, unless you see me in severe dire straits, I'd rather you go get somebody or do something. I generally wouldn't want my woman getting involved in any type of scuffle if it's all guys on deck. Now, again, hey, if it's women, hey, that's a completely different story. I'm gonna need you to come in and make sure I don't get mollywopped because I've seen the stories of couples fighting and some guy try to go in and intervene and then the guy and the woman start whipping his ass. They're like, "Don't come over here to help him. Don't come over here to jump on my man while he beating me up." And I'm like, "What the hell?" It don't make sense, but it happens a lot. A person comes at you from behind, you can't see them. They're likely going to get a fist across the face, blind rages. That's all it is. So I can't like. And in some states, like I know in North Carolina, if I punch a guy in the face, that's an assault. But they have separate statutes. Like if I punch a woman in the face, it's an assault, but it's an actual worse offense because it's a female. So some states, especially when you go down south, they have laws that make it, same conduct. If you go slap a guy in the face and a woman in the face, you're gonna get more time because you're a guy who slapped a woman in the face. So that's something that you definitely also have to take into context as well. Yeah, it happened. Yeah. Yeah, those domestic situations are always a mess. All right, let's go ahead and finish up this video. The video only a few minutes long, but it's just so much shit going on in this video. And they whipping that lady on the ground ass. Now I tell you, the blackness in me when I saw this, I was like, Lord, please don't push none of them black people in the water because as an overall percentage, a lot of us can't swim. So I was just sitting here watching this. That's why I was shocked when the guy swam over there. I was like, okay, hey, it's not me stereotyping. It's a true statistic. That's why when I was coming through undergrad, it was a requirement you had to take a swimming course. You could have a all A's in computer science, but if you didn't pass that swimming course, your ass wouldn't graduate. It was a mandatory requirement because at a historically black college, they were actually aware that a lot of black people drown at higher numbers because black people just don't know how to swim at a higher rate. It could be fear, it could be access to pools and swimming facilities. All that stuff is mixed in there. All right, now this is where it gets WWE. I got to make this a little bigger. Now look at this guy in the upper right corner, going at it with a white chair. He knocked somebody in the water. I think he actually looked like he almost hit his homeboy right there. Now immediately the cops took this dude down, and that's rightfully so. That's rightfully so. This guy, I know he's definitely one of the people charged. They arrested his ass immediately right there. They probably charged him, I'm guessing, with assault with a deadly weapon because anything could be a deadly weapon. I could take a stiletto, and if I take that stiletto and gouge you in your damn eyes, I could be charged with assault with a deadly weapon. Up until this point, it was all fisticuffs. So I kind of look at that just from a legal standpoint as, hey, everybody's whipping everybody ass. This is all a brawl, but it's all fair game because everybody's using an equal amount of force. Nobody has bats. Nobody has, and I'll be honest, just from looking at these cats fighting out here, I don't see anybody who man, okay, this dude got this guy in the rear naked choke. It just looked like a bunch of middle-aged people. It looked like a bunch of past middle-aged people just out there throwing punches. They tired as hell. But when this guy introduces a foreign object, a chair, and hit that lady square on the crown of her head, that shit could kill somebody. So I know his ass was charged with probably assault with a deadly weapon, for sure, easily, right on the top of her head. That's why the cops took him down immediately because he took it to a whole new level, which was higher than it needed to go. And I tell you, you can see too. If we let's rewind this back a little bit. That calmed the situation down too. Look at people. Look at the people conduct before the chair shot and after the chair shot. Once the cops jump on that dude's ass, That's what actually calms this situation down when everybody see the cops are about to fuck somebody up. That's what everybody, they didn't have the same energy after the pre-chair shot, post-chair shot, where the cops jump on dude and throw him to the ground. You see everybody kind of like, okay, all right, hey, the cops out here, they about to put in that work. So that's what changed the whole tone of this situation. See, everybody got big fighting energy right now. All these women who shouldn't be out there in the first damn place. He hit somebody in the goddamn water. There, that dude. He going ham with that chair. This right here was definitely a no go. Everybody see that. Even the you see the sister when the sister saw that. Look, when the sister in the white who's stomping old girl out saw that, she puts her hand over her mouth because she was like, even she in that moment realized like, oh, this shit just elevated to something that I wanted to punch somebody in the face, but I didn't want to see this type of injury or this type of conduct happen. But look at her. She gonna see her get hit in the head, and her first reaction is to put her hands up to her mouth. But that is what really calmed the situation down because that's when law enforcement said, you know what, we got to do something. We don't know what we're doing for everybody punching each other in the face, but we definitely can't let this guy go around hitting people in the head with a goddamn chair. He waving it off like, all right, it's over, it's over. Yeah, they tuned his ass up, rightfully so. That was egregious. That was clearly excessive force. Now, come on, man. What? See, man, like, okay. Now I'm not saying that this lady's name is Karen, but they're over there trying to do their job. Why would you even come over there? Why would you even come over there getting in the way? You could have walked around the other way. You could have did anything. It's always somebody in the damn way. I thought that was hilarious. Like, why is she even touching the officer? Like some people just don't know what to do. Oh my goodness, man. So yeah, shout out to the I Am Athlete channel. It's actually a great podcast I like, but that was a complete and utter that was a that was a complete and utter trash show. Yeah, it was bone density. Now I'm going back looking at these comments. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Happening to the cops. They got a yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Lower body fat behavior, the white is combined with bold density differences, well researched and documented. Oh, that's interesting. See, I didn't even know that. I needed somebody to enlighten me. Yeah, she just came over there like I don't know. She just came over there, felt the need to see what was going on. Like I could even see like maybe the black lady who came over in the blue shirt when dude was getting arrested was maybe a family member, but she didn't even touch the officer. She just came over, asked a few questions, took a step back. But now that lady, we just gonna call her Karen for purposes of this. I don't know what her name is, but I thought that was crazy. Like I don't know. The woman in red was involved in the earlier altercation when it was just the dock worker against all on the boat. Yeah. The woman in red who got the chair shot, she was a somebody, and it's so much footage from so many different angles. I thought that video that I found was the one that kind of mashed them up the best to give a whole picture because we could have been looking at 50,000 angles, and they're gonna have more than enough footage because uh, everybody put this on the internet, so it's gonna be a gang of footage. And a woman in the white was on the boat as well, but got tossed in the water and climbed out. Oh man, this is terrible. No, she is a Karen. I know. I just like, hey, as soon as I saw, I just was like, man, there's some Karen stuff. You always like that's why I see, like she the person who if she hear noise in the woods, she gonna go see what it is. I was like, why is she going over there fucking with those officers? They're gonna put her hands on the officers to tell the officer something. Yeah, it was a middle-aged melee. That's what I should name this video. It was a middle-aged melee that was pretty stupid. Um, Now they said I think 7 arrest warrants were issued. Some people have been picked up. We definitely know old boy who was hitting people with chairs. His ass got to go. Like, yeah, they got to throw the book at him, and he probably gonna get charged with something serious. As soon as I could find an update or get the documents to the actual charges, I'll probably do a little short video on it. But he's definitely going to get probably assault with a deadly weapon charge. It's going to be some disorderly conduct. It could be if they have a statute for something to the effect of inciting a riot, you can do that either through conduct or words. It's going to be interesting, but a lot of people are just going to have a self defense argument. Like, yeah, I'm fighting somebody and I'm punching this guy, but everybody was fighting. I knew I had to hit everybody because I didn't want to get hit. As long as I keep moving, I protect myself and insulate myself from being hit. And that's a valid argument. You can The way you can defend yourself from getting the ass whipping, you can actually defend others from getting the ass whipping. But it's always a question, and I talk about this a lot. The question is, should you intervene in third party incidents? And not all the time. Sometimes the best thing you could do is be a good witness. But hey, 5 or 6 on 1, like, yeah, DFD would have to jump in there. I'm not swimming across the trench, but hey, I couldn't let something like that go down. The people on the boat had to shut down their socials and close their businesses after the internet did their own thing with negative reviews. I did see where one of the guys in the brawl owned a pub that was on that boardwalk. And then, the internet going to do what the internet do. They went and scrolled through this social media and they found that this guy who's a white guy who owned this bar or something that set along the riverfront. And he said something to the effect in a old post as to how he didn't want black dollars. He just wanted to spend, white dollars for whatever racist reason he was upset. And boy, they swarmed on his ass, rightfully so. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Hey, people going to have to pay hospital bills. People have to pay attorneys. People going to miss work because they're arrested. People going to miss work because of their court date. Dude who swam across the trench going to need new shoes because his boots got wet. That dude got to GoFundMe though. Like, yeah, I did see a post with the young man who swam across to help out. Shout out, salute to him. He was definitely a good Samaritan doing the right thing, defense of others. But he got a lot of stuff, donations via GoFundMe, just for his effort. So I thought that was dope that, he was able to get that. And, not everybody in this melee necessarily was bad actors. A lot of people were ignorant as hell, but there were some people who were generally trying to defend others. And, it is what it is. They need to dub the video with us. Oh, that's hilarious. They need to dub the video. Everybody was that would be dope, actually. That's good. That's probably out there too. It's probably already out there. The internet reacts fast. A person is dead is with. That's cool. They could do kung fu fighting. They could do Mama Said Knock You Out. They got there's a couple songs that they could do that they could do. Kung Fu Fight would be the best though. Like, as soon as you said it, my mind immediately started playing it. It's pretty terrible, but there's just a lot going on. And a lot of people gonna lose a little bit. Some businesses are gonna be affected. But all in all, you're gonna have some people eat some charges. But I think most of the folks are gonna be covered through either some type of Good Samaritan statute or defense of others. You could self-defense, defense of others, and it's just so many people. Like that's just a tough situation for the cops and the prosecutors to be in. Like, when you get something like this, like, I don't know, like, once you start, I don't know, like, it's just messy. I'm gonna tell you right now, if I was a prosecutor, I would tread very cautiously. I generally would only probably press charges against the people who were really egregious. Chair guy, you got to go sit down. Come on, chair guy, let's go. Chair guy, you got to go sit down. The 4, 5, or 6 people who jumped on the one employee off the jump. Come on, all y'all going to go sit down. Y'all got to go sit down. Anywhere where I could see something that was extremely egregious and patently obvious, that you were the initiator of the conduct. The guys going up to those people in the boat, yeah, I'm probably gonna leave that one alone if it's me. Like I'm gonna hey, mutual combat. In some states, mutual combat is the law of the land. So those guys, I would probably leave it alone. But from the videos I saw that we played, chair shot guy, you got to go sit down for a while. All y'all 5 or 6 guys who initiated this thing, y'all got to go sit down. Karen, who touched the officer when she didn't have to, you are interfering in police business. Hey, don't touch it. When you touch a cop, they're gonna hit you. They can always hit you with a sort of a government official. I would put charges against her just because she did some extra shit that she need to do. Like, Karen, you getting this just for being utterly stupid. You got to go down, and those are the ones who I think really got to get it. Like y'all, chair guy got to go. 5 people who started the whole situation. Y'all got to go. Karen, who intervened and touched the cop and came over there. No, we're gonna give you an obstruction charge, and I might toss in a assault on a police officer since you put hands on them, and you got to go just for being stupid. Mind your damn business. That's my personal. That would be my personal take on it. It's so, yeah, it's so sad because there's so much other important stuff that's going on. Yeah, the phenomenon you're thinking of when people watch out for that get involved is the bystander effect, coined after the murder of Kitty Genovese, who was murdered in broad daylight. But that even goes back to, like, I don't know if you remember, like, I don't know if it was maybe a year ago. Like, it was a lady on a train in New York who was like getting sexually assaulted, and like people just pulled out their cameras and didn't do shit. Like, that's like, what is wrong with people? That is absolutely insane. So like, I, a situation like that, I mean, this is just me. I'm intervening in a third party situation like that where someone is expressly getting hurt. But there's a tipping point of moving from protection to over the top. Chair guy over the top. And when that mob mentality set in, once people start wilding, man, it's infectious. Trust me, as someone who's, like, as younger, as a youth, been in crazy situations like that, man. Once it go bad, it go bad. And it's hard to reel people in. It normally takes a terrible event or something really serious to kind of break everybody's attention and pull them out of that mentality. But when we talk about third party intervening in third party situations, is interesting because okay, one guy getting his ass whooped by 5 guys, I got to do something. That's just me. If I'm on a train and I see some lady getting assaulted, I gotta do something. I can't sit there and be like, oh, like, now I just think that's goofy. I think that's soft. I think that's whack. But some situations you gotta know when to just take a punt. If I'm out walking down the street, I've been in this situation. I saw a guy and a girl who were going at it. She slapped him. He kind of yoked her up, and they were going back and forth. And I was like, you know what? Nah, like, in a situation like that, I'm gonna mind my business. Sometimes a situation, it may require you just to be a good witness or to call 911 or something like that. But I'm not intervening in that because I seen and I know people personally close to me who intervene in domestic situations trying to be a good Samaritan, and they are no longer here. They are no longer here because they tried to stop a guy from whipping some girl's ass or beating on his girlfriend. So situations like that, nah, I'm a punt. Maybe I call somebody, but I'm not going to intervene in that. And y'all all know I'm a strong Second Amendment guy. I'm a strong Second Amendment guy, and it's funny because a lot of people who have concealed carry permits, one of the most important things you have to know how to do if you are carrying a firearm and you're a law-abiding citizen is conflict avoidance and de-escalation. Outside of how fast can you pull your gun out and all of that other stuff, no. The most important thing is conflict avoidance, conflict de-escalation. Can you do those two things? So if I'm in a store and someone comes in to rob the store, I don't give a damn if I'm armed or not, or if I got a good shot or not. That's a situation where it doesn't require me to intervene. If I could finesse my way and slip out the back door, that's what I'm gonna do. Every situation doesn't require you to intervene into a third party encounter. Now, same scenario. If I'm in the store and someone comes in and robs the store, then they turn and trying to rob the customers, and like everybody go to the back room. For me, I have a cutoff point. You're not moving me from one location to another. You aren't tying me up. I'm not getting down on the ground where I can't see anything. In my mind, those are automatic go symbols. My family already know, like, hey, these if something happened, these things that dad is like, nah, I'm just gonna go. While I go, y'all get the hell out of there. But you can't always intervene in third party situations. I mean, I've seen it one, two, three. I know three people who passed away because they tried to stop a fight or stop a domestic situation for a complete and utter stranger. And that's kind of what was the outcome. So, yo, that's it. Is I don't know. Is kind of cool. It's this situation is kind of like, I guess two things could be true. Something could be good and bad simultaneously, right? I think is bad from the point of like, damn, our society jacked up, man. We still can't get shit together. We still can't get it right, man. There's still tension there, still racial tension there. It's always gonna be that way. It is what it is. Maybe in like, I don't know, a gazillion years where everybody is just like Drake color because everybody just is all one melting pot. But until then, we always gonna have that undertone of racial conflict going on. Um, so I guess the takeaway from this is, you know, sometimes things are worth intervening on to protect somebody or protect yourself. Sometimes they aren't. If you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And hey, those people started something and they couldn't finish it, and that's how it went. So it is what it is. I appreciate y'all for tuning into this video. Yo, y'all let me know what y'all think in in the comments on this video. I think it was some definitely a bad look overall, but that video do have some good points on there. When you have strangers coming to the aid to help somebody else out. The young man swimming across to do that. So, we got to take the good with the bad and just hopefully collectively we could do better. But yo, they started some shit. They couldn't finish it. That's what they got. They played a stupid game. They won a stupid prize. Y'all take care. Be blessed. It's raining cats and dogs out here. Y'all take care. Have a good one. Peace.